Jamma
Nation X.
Alright, back again. This is Supreme Judge, bringing you today a SNK Neo-Geo CD pad. Today I'm going to be showing you a repair option for this thing. You notice with the Neo-Geo CD pad, it actually is full of micro switches, just like an arcade joystick. So if you click up, down, left, and right, you hear that clicking sound. But over time, these micro switches get actually kind of dirty inside them, so you lose that clickiness and you also lose functionality. So let me go ahead and show you how to open this thing up first. So in the back here, you got 5 screws. I'm going to go ahead and take those 5 screws out. And I apologize for the shaky camera. I cannot find my tripod, so right now it's on a table with a box with a MacGyver tripod. So all 5 screws out. Let me pop the back off. This one actually doesn't have a cord on it because this is actually one that someone cut the cord off of and then gave it to me for free, so I mean it's not too bad. I can always put another cord on there. This is actually the back plate that we just took off. If you see here, you actually see how dirty this is. You see that's actually white powder. That's actually from the fulcrum, the components that make up the thumbstick here. To pop off the thumbstick, some people actually use a screwdriver and they pop it in on the opposite side here in between. What I like to do is I used to use a pocket knife, regular pocket knife, and what I do is I put it in between, and then I just gently pry it up like that. Comes right off, and then you can remove it. And you have 2 separate pieces here. Put your thumbstick here. This is of course your pads for your buttons here on the right side, and you got your colored buttons here. Alright, so let's put this on the side. And this here is basically your controller setup here. So first thing you want to do is crack it open here. You got 4 tabs here, and you want to open them up. Sometimes this can get a little tricky. Depending on how old the CD pad is. Just lift and spin until it comes out. Like that. And there you go. These are your 4 micro switches here. And this is your thumbstick. And you see how it works. You push it, it clicks a stick. Some people think that it's a cycloid technology. It's actually not. Cycloid is more of an analog controller. This is exactly like an arcade stick. Only difference between this and an arcade stick is that on an arcade stick, your actual micro switches aren't really that close to the stick in the middle. It's actually more like this and far apart. So first thing you need to do is pop this stick up simply by pushing it down. And it'll pop up the back, and as you can see all the white powder on there. And yeah, it gets nasty over time. And just clean it out. You can wash it off later on. Wash it with water or whatever you want. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and assemble the micro switches here. First thing I always do is I always bend them back slightly because it makes it a lot easier, and they usually just fall right out. And there you go. I usually try not to bend them past like a 45-degree angle. Okay, so there you can actually see all that dust in there. Let me blow some of that out. Okay, so the problem with these Neo-Geo CD controllers is that the reason why they don't respawn over time is because the white powder that you just saw there, and that comes from all the friction involved with the thumbstick, actually gets inside these pads underneath. So the trick to do now is actually You would, using your wire cutters, just simply cut open the top, the very rim of it. I usually go about like a half circle. I don't go like the full length and stuff like that, because since it's a circle, you don't really need to cut all the way in. So, of course, I'm using the wire cutters to pull it out, which probably isn't the best way, but there you go. So this is actually the thing that it pushes on, but is not the disc. The disc is actually still in there. You see that disc in there? You can just tap it like that and it falls right out. So this one, these are the actual things that make the connection for the switch. This is the back side, front side. So what you need to do now, since you just popped it out, you basically need to clean it first. So what I like to use is a Q-tip with rubbing alcohol on it. Gets all the powder off of it. And while you're at it, clean the inside of the switch as well. Give it a blow, make it dry. That's kind of nasty. Also, take out your X-Acto knife here. And what I like to do, I like to score it. The little metal pads in here, there's 3 metal pads. 2 for the ground, 1 for the positive. So you're going to go ahead and scratch it just a hair, just to get a better connectivity. And then the one in the middle. And also on the metal disc that just popped out. These ones you have to be really careful, because if you bend it too much, you'll lose the clickiness. So what I do is I just lightly scratch the middle with an X-Acto knife, and there's a couple on the outside. Alright, then after you're done with that, you can go ahead and place it back in there. And place the... Actually, I want to clean this first too, in case there's crap on it. And watch out, make sure you don't lose these things. Alright, and you're going to go ahead and slide it back in. Alright. Alright, so all you have to do there is just repeat it for the other 3, and then just reassemble your stick back together, and it works like new. Just remember that when you're putting your stick back together, the easiest way to do it is to put the thumbstick back through first before you reassemble it. And when you do reassemble it, on the back here you can see the way the thumbstick goes in. There's actually a notch here on the top, and on the stick there's that little tab on the top. So you want to slide it back in the same way, just like that. And just pop it back in, and then you put your mechanisms back on. So you start with the top like that, and you might have to push them back into place first so that the thing holds, just like that. So it can be a little tricky when you're putting it back together. Not really fun, but you'll get the hang of it after a while. So there's your top and bottom there, and then you just repeat for the left and right, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure after you clean it, make sure you put them all back together. These switches here, I still have not found a place that actually sells these things. I mean, if anybody can find out where they sell these switches, that would make this repair a lot easier, because then we can just desolder them and put in new switches. I mean, a lot easier. And nobody really knows where they sell these things, but yep, that's pretty much it. And I hope this video was helpful to you. Alright, thank you very much for watching.